Hi.
Hi. I'm Bridget.
I am Lauren. And this is Gateway Anime Podcast. The podcast where both your hosts are very tired.
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
It's trying not to work. And so I'm going to cut in and out probably. So
you sound great right now in this moment.
Microphone just out and now it's back. And now it's cut out and now it's back. If it sounds great to you, then that's fine. I'm just going to be super annoyed.
It sounds okay. It sounds okay. You had like a little bit of like a but now it's fine.
Yep.
Well,
right.
Hi. How are you?
I'm really tired. It's 10:15.
Yeah.
I woke up at like 7 this morning.
Yeah.
I've had a 45-minute nap.
Yeah.
Which is like the shortest nap I've had in a full day since I've had COVID. So
respect, man.
I'm on my laptop in my old childhood bedroom at my parents' house because my brother's in town, so we're all here. And played game night. They're still playing. I'm so mad. Anyway, Lauren, how's your weight? Tell me your values.
Technically it's fine. I'm incredibly ornery this week. I don't know. I'm just like in a constant bad mood that I'm trying really hard to shake. But I'm just really annoyed with a lot of things that are not within my control to change. And even if they are, they shouldn't be. And it's not my job.
Yep.
So I'm practicing that this week of telling myself that this is not my job. I do not need to fix it. And leaving at my scheduled time.
Sometimes that's really hard if you're an overachiever like us.
It really is. And I am an overachiever. And even though I've decided that I'm not going through with like this next interview thing again, I'm still trying so hard. And I'm like, why am I trying so hard? I'm so tired. Why am I doing this? But you know what helps exhaustion? Hold on.
Oh, where's she going? And then she disappears into the abyss. Oh, she reappeared.
Coca-Cola. Did you forget your Cokes?
Yeah. So I'll drink mine next week. You got to just trust yours first.
Mason, our daddy of the week last week, he works for Coke, and we
love him.
We had a new flavor. It's called Dream World, and he listens to our podcast. So he was like, hey, we got a new Coke flavor as soon as I came into work, but they only sold them in like the miniature 10 packs. So he bought me one for my birthday. Thank you, Mason.
Mine are in my
purse. What this tastes like.
Mine are in my purse. Lauren,
you have your purse?
Yeah.
Hey.
Or actually, here, I have a pause button. Good stalling pause button. I have mine.
Button did good. Yay. So
and
we're going to try our new Coke.
In the words of Timothy and Christine from our favorite podcast, let's crack into it.
Oh, that was a good crack. It smells like citrus.
Oh, good, because I couldn't do another Stardust flavor. And as always, Coca-Cola, if you'd like to sponsor our podcast,
we'll try all of your flavors and then completely name you.
We have like 7 listeners, so obviously good following.
It smells promising. I'm not gonna lie. Like
I'm very excited. Good. It smells lemony, but there's already Coke
ready?
Lemon. Yeah. All right, let's go. What is that flavor? Watermelon? But it smells citrusy. I like it.
I do too. But I don't know what the flavor is. Wait.
This is called Dream World, by the way, again. The aesthetically, this is a beautiful can.
It's some kind of like, it almost tastes like melon. You know what I mean? Like it's not a strong fruit flavor, but it's a strong citrus kick. But that's mostly just in the smell. I don't know what you would call this.
It's good,
but it's not watermelon. Maybe it's like honeydew or something. Honeydew and like raspberry.
I know what it is, but I cannot think of it. Brain fog. I'm milking that for what I can.
It's good though. Like I actually really like this one.
You haven't tried the marshmallow one that's not marshmallow flavored, the DJ marshmallow. I keep having to clarify. It was really good.
This is I like this. I will drink the rest of this pack.
Flavor. I'm glad you gave me 2 because now I can make other people try it and be like, what is this? And by other people,
I was like,
mean
either she'll hate it and she can make someone try it, or she'll like it and want another one. That's where I was at with it.
The ad for it is new Coca-Cola flavor allegedly tastes like dreams and surrealism. And like the ads for it are like, you can't even see my phone. Are like it floating through portals. Huh.
What's the flavor supposed to be?
Bottles up the technicolor tastes and surrealism of the subconscious with an invitation to savor the magic of everyday moments and dream with open eyes. Why? According to the press release.
Why?
Just somebody said cotton candy. That's not it.
No, it tastes like a specific dum-dum, like lollipop.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's like the one that's pina colada, but not. Maybe it's coconut. It has like a coconut aftertaste.
It does. It's like coconutty. Yeah, you're right. You're on there.
But it's not. It's
almost pineapple. Like a pina colada, though. It could be artificial pineapple.
It smells like a berry.
Oh, this one doesn't. This one's just a press release. I need my Reddit thread. What is this?
I was about to say, go to Reddit, dude. Reddit knows all.
Someone said smells citrusy. Yeah, we got that. Someone made me think of cotton candy, but don't worry, that's not what it tastes like. Okay, good. That's what I agreed. Like Skittles mixed with Coke. They thought it was similar to Marshmallow's limited edition Coke. See, that's what I was saying.
There's definitely like a coconut flavor in it because it tastes a little bit like Malibu rum, but not.
That's what I was gonna say.
Right?
It tastes like good. When I drank, like the only thing I would drink was like a Coke. It was Coca-Cola, Malibu, and lime. So this tastes like college.
So maybe it's just tropical. It's like a tropical Coca-Cola, and it's good.
I can't find any like Reddit threads. It's all. I guess it must have just.
It's really new.
So it's it's a lot of press release.
So it's like I don't know.
I like it though.
Yeah, it's dope.
It's different.
I will finish college this beverage. Right? It tastes tropical. That's the only way I can describe it. It tastes like the tropical flavored Dum Dum lollipop. And that's
it tastes exactly like the tropical Skittles.
That is a thing. It smells like tropical Skittles.
That person said Skittles, and it's the tropical bag of Skittles. That's exactly what it tastes like. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
Beachy. All right.
Delicious.
Thanks, Mason.
Thank you, Mason. All right. I don't have anything fun to segue with because I'm tired and my body is drained. So we're just going to talk about these episodes. I also didn't get any fun facts, and there are 3 voice actors that I'm looking up right now. So
we're going to end on a definitely controversial moment. So
yeah, so we'll be fine. No big deal. We love controversy. Huzzah. But the first episode is episode 5. It's called The Twins Fight. And that's what they do. Your Netflix summary is as follows. When Haruhi divulges the secret and how she can tell the twins apart, their sibling rivalry quickly spirals out of control.
Beep, beep, beep.
It's true.
All right.
This is one of my top 3 episodes, actually.
Really?
I love this episode because I love the ending of this episode. I think it's
That is pretty funny.
And it's such a we'll talk about it when we get there. Because, like, yeah, we'll talk about it when we get there. You know me. Continue.
So this episode also reminds me of Bodies, Bodies, Bodies and how it ended.
I'm excited to watch Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
I
might go see that by myself this week.
I thought I would like it more, but it has a killer soundtrack though. I got a free ticket from A24 because I'm an A24 member. Shout out to A24. No, it is a good popcorn movie. I predicted every single thing that was going to happen except for the ending, which
I figured it'd be pretty predictable. It looks like every other, but I like slashers and I like movies, so I'll watch it.
You'll enjoy it, I think.
See.
And I love
Bullet Train.
Trash. So I need to watch Bullet Train.
You'll like Bullet Train. I thought it was really good. It was funny.
Looks fun.
It made me cry. Oh. It made me cry, dude.
The cast is amazing for it, so I'm very excited.
It was acted really well, too. I think I'm not the biggest fan of Brad Pitt, but I loved him in this movie. I thought he was fantastic.
Well, I love Aaron Taylor Johnson.
He was so hot in this movie that even Will thought he was hot in this movie.
I love what's his name who plays Paperboy in Atlanta, and he was in Eternals. I didn't think of his name.
They're a team and they're wonderful. We love them.
Perfect. My two favorite. I like Joey King. Was excited she's in this. I don't know.
She did great too. Everyone did great. There's not like a single actor that I could pick out and be like, oh, they could have been better. Like I thought everyone was really good. And for an ensemble cast with a bunch of big names, that's really hard.
That is.
And they did such a good job. The casting, and the soundtrack's good. You're gonna love it because it's like all popular music in Japanese.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, back to the twins fight because we got off.
Here we go.
The twins.
Oh, also, my first note before you go into it, because I love it, is I really like Haruhi watching this over. I don't remember ever liking Haruhi as a character, just because I thought she was so and just kind of blended in. But rewatching this, I really have enjoyed her. I think she's funny and quirky and like she actually really carries the show, and I was surprised to realize that at the beginning of this episode.
She's a fun character.
Continue. My bad.
All right, here we go. The twins like to play the game Who's Who. Basically, who's who. Like, who am I? But who is that? And then play it. Someone refers to them as the twins with homosexual tendencies, which we covered last week, and it's still weird. So they were in charge of the website for the club and photoshopped nude photos of Haruhi, which Tamaki was like, where did you get these? And realized it's photoshopped, and Haruhi's like, excuse me? The twins view Haruhi as a toy. And as they're having this whole argument, a strange person through the crack in the door says they should join his black magic clubs. This is like the first other real club other than the music club.
I love him.
Oh, I love hasn't happened yet. Music clubs. Nekazawa is the strange person in the crack in the door.
He gets his own episode, so I hope you love him too. I adore him.
We only got a glimpse of him, but it's funny.
He's so great.
So Tamaki talks about how one time he stepped on a cursed doll and couldn't take an exam because it was in a different language, which they end up revealing that he was so flustered by stepping on this doll, he just went into a different classroom for a different language exam and tried to take the test. And they're like, yeah, it was because you were in the wrong class. But he was like, no, it was the curse.
He's a himbo. Like, if you ever wonder what an example of a himbo is, look at Tamaki Suo. Like, straight up.
Yes. Haruhi can tell the twins apart by their personalities, and they really don't like that because it takes all the fun out of their game.
Also, she's 1,000% true about their personalities.
Oh, yeah.
Also, never paid attention to that, but then I actually listened to what she said, and I was like, wow.
It's just like, I can tell Fred and George apart because of their personality.
Yeah. Also, like, she read the crap out of them. Like, that was her.
There was a reading that happened, for sure.
She's right, and it's excellent.
Renge is still their manager, and She
I'd die for
this
her.
gets addressed later, but she always comes up in the episodes just randomly by like a twirling cake through the floor, which is great.
It is a cake, isn't it?
It is a cake.
Like, why is it like that?
It's not even just a platform. It's a cake. And they don't address it until 3 episodes. So she's okay with Haruhi having only a homosexual relationship on the side. So one of the twins now has died. They get in a fight. Why did they fight? I didn't write a note why they started fighting.
They started fighting because
the personality, the reading, yes.
And Kaoru was like, oh my gosh, she got you 10,000% right. Because what she said about Hikaru was a lot harsher than what she said about Kaoru, which she was correct about. And she was like, oh my gosh, you're so right. And then he was like, okay, jerk. And just like a classic sibling fight. And then they start fighting about a lot of different stuff that is unimportant and dumb.
Yeah. So one of the twins dyed their hair pink because they're in a fight. They don't want to be mistaken as the other. And the other comes up and also dyed their hair blue because they have the same thought. So Haruhi trades lunch with one of the twins and finally eats something from the cafeteria, from the this rich prep school cafeteria, and life has changed. And they're like, oh, look at this cute little bento box lunch, and it's just so sad. But I love those jokes that they make.
Haruhi's relationship with food is the most relatable thing in this entire show.
I love that they talk about they can do make her do anything if they have salmon, and
they honestly, could.
Same.
Honestly,
same. Give me salmon nigiri, and I might do anything. But I need my soy sauce with it too. The twins have never fought like this before, and Haruhi thinks about how maybe because of that they don't know how to make up. So they're gonna try, and she wants to try and fix it. And Kiyoya explains how it's Haruhi's comment that started this fight, so she's actually responsible for this, and she has to fix it. In kind of a rude way. And Haruhi gets the fight ended by saying if they make up, they can come over to her place. And then she realizes that the doll that was cursed they were fighting with has now cursed her, which was just funny. I mean, this cursed doll just, I don't know. It's so dumb. It's almost like a filler episode, but in a great way because you just get to know the twins more. And then they reveal at the very end that the whole fight was scripted because the twins were bored, and so they just needed something to liven up the day, and so they had a fight and dragged Haruhi in the middle.
The best part, and this is just me looking way too deep into this stupid show about nothing, but I can't help it because I just love it so much. But the best part is at the end. They're playing the game again, but they still have their pink and blue hair. And all the girls are like, oh, it's so easy. Hikaru has pink hair, and then Hikaru has blue hair. And they're like, oh, you got it. And then Haruhi's walking by, and she's like, no, actually, they changed their hair colors. And they're just they're watching her walk away. And they're just like, huh. Because And it's so much deeper than that, though, because they're like, it takes them back to this bench, like when they were in their childhood and no one could tell them apart. And not spoiler alert, but it's not like they've been paid attention to very much as children because they had rich parents who were always gone.
Yeah.
So that's why they are the way that they are. And then finally, there's this one person who can tell them apart just because she knows them.
She gets to know them as people.
It's the first little sliver of trouble to come, and I love it. I watched the end of that and I legit got goosebumps. I called Dana and I was like, why am I like this? Like, this is a stupid show about nothing. How do the Hitachi twins still have so much hold over me as an almost 30-year-old woman? Like, I am so I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed with my love of this show. You're like, oh my god. No, I'm fine. Okay. I'm just overwhelmed.
Okay. You got a voice actor for us?
I have one new character, and that's Nikozawa Umehito, and he is the president of the Black Magic Club. I adore this man. He's so incredibly stupid. And he does an episode to come. So everyone, please adore him the way that he deserves to be adored. But his English voice actor is actually someone who's really familiar. He's one of your faves and one of my faves. Guess.
I can't. I have nothing.
Really? Patrick Seeds. He plays Endeavor.
Stop. And that's Endeavor?
Dio Brando. Yes.
What a different character.
A lot of people.
Okay, but Endeavor's voice and Dio's voice is so different because they always are like, calm, cool, collected. And that is not Nekasawa.
He's a very, very versatile voice actor. I'm always incredibly impressed when I find him because he's in a lot of stuff, but he takes a lot of smaller roles too. Like and they're not always the same. Like he doesn't just do action or just do like.
He just tries to expand that repertoire.
He finds a character he likes and he just does it. He's also very nice. I met him once and I appreciate him for that.
Good.
And then the Japanese voice actor's name is Yuji Ueda, one of those. And he's a lot of different stuff, but I think the most important was that he's Brock's original voice in Pokemon. I saw that and I was like, yeah, dope. Let me do a quick scroll. Is there anything important? It doesn't look like it. I was very underprepared today, guys. Embrace it and enjoy it and cry a little bit. Yeah, no, I just saw Brock and I think that's good enough for me. So I hope it's good enough for you guys because that's all we've got today. And that's it. That is the voice actor for this episode. The end. Let's go to the next episode. It's called The Grade School Host is the Naughty Type. Weird title. Don't love that.
I mean, they say naughty a lot in this episode.
And your Netflix summary is as follows. When Tamaki takes an elementary school student as his apprentice, the kid's brutal honesty has everyone's head spinning.
That's pretty accurate. All right.
I was a little lazy. I was like, you could have done better.
Here we go. This kid is quitting the classical music club. The little kid is now going to be the apprentice of the host club. He won Tamaki over by calling him a king.
Question. Did you think that the way that teacher touched this boy's shoulders was the creepiest thing ever? Because I did. It really rubs me the wrong way.
I don't have like a memory of it, so I guess not.
Like he walks up behind him, right? And he like slides this is his hand. He goes like this, squeezes, and goes, girls love boys that play the piano. But on both of his shoulders. And he's like a small child alone in a room with an old man. And that is terrifying. I'm sorry.
I guess it didn't bother me.
It really, really bothered me. And yeah, I just can't do it. I can't do it. Continue.
So the kid insults Honey, and I love when something happens to Honey because Takashi does not take it. We learn about that in the next episode, which arguably is my favorite one so far. So the kid realizes very quickly that Haruhi is a girl, and they all start to panic. They're trying to figure out what genre the kid can fit into because they're like, our group has all the genres of boys covered, and they start listing everyone, and it's very accurate. But Renge says he's the naughty boy type, and I said that weird, but it's like naughty boy, like you did. I realized I said that. I was like, that was very.
That is how she said it, though.
50 Shades, yeah.
I don't blame you.
It's naughty, like I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel, Dolly. Whatever. And so I can't not make it sound weird in my head now. The boy yells that this will never make her happy, and that he's gonna run out of time, and when he's learning all these things in the host club. And so they start realizing there's a specific girl that he's trying to impress, and there's something he's not letting them in on because there's running out of time, and they're like, oh, this kid's like really distraught about something. So the girl that the kid loves has to move away soon because her dad got a job out of the not state but area they're in. And so the I don't. What is my next note? I lost it. Oh, the Ouran High School Host Club room now has a grand piano, which I love the running gag in this whole. It's a music episode, and so they're like, "This is a music room after all," because it's music room number 3 that the club meets in, and there's like never been any music. And Haruhi's like, "Has that always been here?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's a music room. Of course, we have a grand piano." And then Tamaki's playing
under the stage where Renge comes up.
Yeah, with her cake.
They just have everything stashed down there,
which is a really intense music room. Not what my band hall looks like. Tamaki's also really good at the piano and is playing the piano.
Of course he is. Of course he is. Like I was watching that because I forgot he played piano, and I was like, no wonder I was so in love with this idiot. Him and his Edward Cullen piano playing, but like this is
Lauren.
So
he teaches the kid Shaito how to play, so then he can play with the girl Hina, and it ends up
Hina.
Shiro. It's what?
Shiro. It's Shiro.
I thought it was Shaito.
Shiro.
But ends up being really sweet. He plays, he talks to the girl. They end up being really sweet on each other, and that's the whole episode. And it was just a cute little sweet episode of their like apprentice and how they're just a sweet group of boys that are a little out of touch with reality, and that's why Haruhi's here.
Yeah, and they need her so badly.
Yeah,
they're so desperately bad at everything. Oh my gosh, what? Oh no, sorry. I saw the name and I was like, what? That was crazy.
What?
Well, as much as I really hated Zero in this episode, he is played by 2 really great voice actors, which is super annoying for me. The English voice actor is Brina Palacina. Yes, Palencina. It's Italian and that has like a bunch of things. It's hard for me to say, but she plays Mineta in My Hero Academia.
Oh my gosh!
And I just think she's so funny. She plays a lot of creepy.
I forget that Mineta's played by a girl. She's really good at voice acting.
She's so good at it. She's so good at it.
Which makes me appreciate Mineta being as pervy as he is because it's a girl playing it. And like maybe I didn't know Mineta was played by a girl.
Actually, super funny because I went to the My Hero panel at Seattle Comic-Con. She originally read for Ochako, and they were going to have Ochako play Mineta, and then they're like, no. And then they had what's her face who plays Sue read for Mineta, and she read it like Sue, and they were like, no, you're Sue, like that's it. So she just kind of and then Brina actually asked to be Mineta because she liked the way he talked.
That's fun. I like that.
Yeah,
that makes me really I'm a big Mineta hater, but that makes me appreciate Mineta. If a female is playing,
I'm a Mineta stan. I know he's
I know you are.
And I love Mineta. So yeah. Oh, but his Japanese voice actor, Zero's Japanese voice actor, is voice acting royalty. Is Junko Takeuchi, who is the voice actor for Naruto Uzumaki. So that's pretty much her entire repertoire. Is just different variations of Naruto.
Still going, right? No,
that's all she needs. Ended. Yeah, because she plays him older as well. So she's every voice of Naruto. So good for you, Naruto. Good for you. Zero did not deserve that, but that's fine. And then his little girlfriend, Hina, her English voice actor is Kate Bristol.
That sounds familiar.
I'm not seeing anything, but I really know. I've been scrolling through this, like I don't even understand half of the things you've been in.
Really familiar.
She's in like a bunch of Pokemon stuff, but it's all new Pokemon, so I don't know any of these characters. I'm trying to see if there's
she's in Fruits Basket, Kisa Soma.
Cool. Oh, yeah, I just got to that one.
Attack on Titan.
She's in Yu Yu Hakusho.
Additional voices. Black Clover.
She's in Yu Yu Hakusho. She's Keizi Sato. And I just scrolled to the bottom of her list. That's enough. Her Japanese voice actor is Mei Kandawaki, and she plays. See, her thing said Tsubaki, but it was a different Tsubaki, so I got really excited. That's why I made that face. I was like, Tsubaki? Oh, she's just a lot of video game characters that I don't really know or care about. I'm so sorry, everybody.
She's the Pokemon trainer in Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Hey, there you go.
I was like, hey, that's worthy. That's
good enough for me. We're done. Those are your voice actors. I hope you enjoyed them. Goodbye. That's all the voice actors for this whole episode. The other 2 episodes are just
they're like generic people. Girls, random stranger men.
Yeah, and I don't bother with anyone that doesn't have a name. I don't have time for that. Shoot
dang. All right.
Well, shoot dang.
Take us into SOS Jungle Pool, whatever.
SOS Jungle Pool, baby. Here's your Netflix summary. With Honey missing, the host's vacation turns into a search and rescue mission, replete with alligator attacks and a blitz by a private police force.
Yep, that's exactly what happens in this episode. Wow.
It is.
That was maybe a little too much info there, Netflix.
Yeah, well.
Here we go.
That's what sucks too. So.
Kiyoya's family owns a tropical theme park that kind of looks like the South Tropics.
His family owns in everything.
Yes.
I'm convinced about that.
I thought it was really funny that they explain why they own this is because people are stressed. And after all, they're always in the health business because, you know, they own a bunch of hospitals.
He's like, it's part of medicine.
Yeah, it's
you
medical.
have to relax. And I was like, shut up, Kyoya.
So Haruhi has to choose a swimsuit and was shoved into the changing room by the twins. And because, you know, the twins' mom's a fashion designer. At one point, they just pull up lingerie, which was just like straps. There is no coverage. And I was like, oh my gosh. Tamaki couldn't handle Haruhi in a swimsuit, and so he shoves like a hoodie on her. So
I thought that was so incredibly sweet, even though it's so incredibly problematic that he was like, you shouldn't show your body till you're married.
I do not want to objectify you.
Shut up. But also,
it's very, very bittersweet for us.
It was so cute. And I hated the swimsuit she was wearing.
Yes.
Absolute garbage.
I hate ruffles. But it was very funny that they're like,
oh, this wasn't the ruffle one. This was the
oh, you're right. The ruffles
like
are the next episode.
Yeah, because we have to have a beach episode after a non-beach episode.
After a fake beach, yes.
Yeah,
correct.
You have a fake beach and then you have real beach.
This also has one of my favorite quotes so far in the show. I'll get there in a second.
What is it?
No, I'll get there in a second. So Tamaki, so they're like, have you ever been to a pool? And she's like, yeah, a plastic pool. That's totally fine. And they don't understand what a plastic pool is, and they're like, no, that's an inflatable life raft. It's so stupid. One of them goes, if she thinks it's a pool, let her think it's a pool. He's like trying to whisper.
Like he literally like came in and told them both to shut up and was like, it's what she says it is, man. We don't want to insult her intelligence.
It was just like she's a little different. Stop. I love how Renge always appears on a twirling cake, appearing from the ground.
Love it.
Because it's like the third time. And Haruhi's like, where did that come from? Did we bring this? How is this happening still? Here's my favorite quote part. Tamaki won't do a water gun fight with the twins, so they propose to Haruhi to get him really riled up. And my favorite is he's got the gun, like the Nerf spray gun, and he goes, Daddy says no. Is my favorite line. 30 memes of it saved on my phone of just Daddy says no, shooting them with a water gun.
He's an idiot.
I love him. So Tamaki literally slips on a banana and hits a tiki, making a giant wave pool because it's like a trigger, and it takes Honey down, and Honey is now disappeared. So they're all like, oh no, especially Takashi.
Also,
is like,
that's like literally the worst design ever for any water park. Oh, you hit this tiki too hard. Now they're gonna
it's very like
tropical
the Brady
storm.
Bunch
like,
goes to
what?
Hawaii, like evil tiki totem. I don't know. It was funny. So Tom, they all go to rescue Honey, but all of a sudden there are alligators there, and it's the tropical animals exhibit, and they're just like, oh, maybe I should.
Dana's having a literal heart attack right now. Please hold. Okay, I think she's good now. Like, she literally asked me, have you seen the Elvis movie? And then she kept texting me, kept saying, Lauren, I need to know. I need you to tell me. Tell me right now. And I was like, holy crap, no, I haven't watched it. Okay, so I'm good now. She knows. Continue.
Okay. So they're like, well, maybe we shouldn't do the tropical animals exhibit next to the water park. Then it's a good note. It's a good note. Because now basically this is Kyoya's where they realize this is a trial run on the pool, and so if they die, it's just notes. So now it's a survival mission in a jungle because they don't know what's all out there, and it's a test of the park. Takashi has slipped on a banana, and I was like, why are there so many bananas? That comes into play later. It basically, they're on Honey's trail because Honey's eating the bananas. Honey and Takashi are technically cousins by marriage. And then they go into this like deep history of the country and kind of their family lineage and dynasty, which was kind of cool to me. I know we probably won't get more elaboration on it, but I would like that.
We don't.
Yeah, I figured. And so they used to be a master-servant relationship for generations. And then at one point that relationship changed and they got married. But Takashi really still honors that lineage and is very servant-like to Honey because of the respect and love he has for Honey. It's like family. So, so they have... There's a quote that says, I'm sure when he gets hungry, the trees are full of bananas. And so they realize they're on Honey's trail, like I said, because Honey is eating bananas because Honey is hungry and doesn't have cake right now. So bananas. So Takashi catches Haruhi and she falls and carries her, like bridal carries her, and she blushes. And I'm like, oh, is this my new ship? Because I really love Takashi. Because I really love Travis.
That's the only glimpse that you get. I don't
anyway
in your life, but I don't want you to be waiting for it either. That's like literally the closest they get is that.
Whatever.
So I'm sorry, but I just needed you to know that and not look for
whatever.
It.
Okay, so
in the manga they have a really lovely friendship though. Like it's really sweet. They understand each other. It's
That's
good.
Sweet, but so Kyoya's family is bringing in the police force, and it's like a mega SWAT team because of course they own a police force. And Kyoya didn't mention that there were other visitors in the park. It slipped his mind. He forgot to say that to the police force. And so then the SWAT team grabs Haruhi, and then Takashi just starts like doing kung fu on them. And Honey comes in swinging on a vine like George of the Jungle out of nowhere and then takes down the entire SWAT team. And Honey apparently was holding back. And Honey's family is known for their martial arts. Honey is the national champion in karate and judo, and Takashi won the national championship for kendo. And I was like, oh my gosh. So that was a really cool like fight scene that I was really not expecting. And then Honey's family actually trained all the police force. And so at the end, they're like, we're so sorry. And they're like bowing and they're like, it's an honor to meet you. And so then they're all saved. And they decide next time they should just all go to the beach, which will be the next episode. That's it.
Yeah, just literally right after. That's it. It's cute. Oh, did you know that eating more than 3 bananas a day is like not super great for you?
I hate bananas, so you'll never catch me eat one.
You hate bananas?
I hate them. I will throw up. Bananas. I can't even smell them. Like I have to politely excuse myself if someone is eating a banana near me. Yes, you're good. Lauren?
One sec.
I'm gonna pause. All right, Lauren's fine.
Everything's fine. Nothing happened. Here is episode 8. The sun, the sea.
Wait.
And the host.
There were no voice actors. Never mind. Sorry.
No voice actors, no. And the host club. I don't have any for this next episode either. It was pretty contained. Your Netflix summary is thus. While at the beach, the twins make a game of finding ways to scare Haruhi, who proves as fearless as they come.
That's a good one. That's a good summary.
Yeah, that was a good summary.
Yeah.
Good job, Netflix. You redeemed yourself.
All right. So now they're going to the beach, and of course they bring swimsuits for Haruhi to wear. Haruhi, I stuttered on that. So they start talking about how small her boobs are and that the ruffles hide the fact that she's flat chested. It made me laugh really hard because they're not meaning it as an insult. They're talking about it in a fashion way because their mom's a fashion designer, but it's just absolutely insulting. But that's not what they're trying to do. It just made me laugh because it's funny. And I will never know what it's like to be flat chested. And I don't mean that in a funny way. No. I mean that in I'm a jealous kind of way because it's not fun.
Yeah.
You understand my pain.
I think every day I'm on a very gay part of TikTok, very gay, like the gayest as they come, which is the best place to be. I love it there. But there's so many girls that had top surgery just so they could live their lives freely. And I just look at that and I'm like, and I'm like, no, will it be sad? But also,
but you can always have a reduction.
I don't know.
I know a lot of people that have,
well,
but
I don't think mine are big enough to reduce.
Yeah, depends. All right, okay, here we go. So they bring girls to the beach with them, but it's not a day off. They're still hosting because this is now an expense trip. So a bunch of girls ask Haruhi if she'll go swimming. And they're like, oh, no. And she's like, well, can we sit and talk with you? And so she says yes. Tamaki is fantasizing about strolling the shore with Haruhi and falling in love. And I love these little fantasies because that's when the actress for I can't think of her name right now for Haruhi, Caitlin Glass uses her Winry voice and it makes me laugh. It's Winry and Ed. So Honey is shellfish hunting. All of a sudden the beach has a ton of shellfish. But it's the private police force wanting to make it up for Honey for attacking. So they're like literally with this truck full of crabs, like throwing them out over the top of like the thing into the ocean. So they go up to Honey and I don't know. It was really funny. And I was like, that's great. So they've been bringing and putting shellfish out. They're going to eat crab. And I say this like 5 times. I was like, I really want crab right now. And it's full of crab puns. Like, isn't this crab-tivating? And I was like, oh my gosh. It's Haruhi that makes it every time and laughs really hard. So they're trying to scare Haruhi with the crabs and she's absolutely not freaked out by the crabs. So the twins are like, okay, well, let's play this game of let's figure out Haruhi's weakness. And the winner gets the cute pics of Haruhi that they have because of course. So the twins take girls to a haunted cave, and it doesn't scare Haruhi at all. They have like a fake body in there, a fake skeleton, and she's like, it's plastic. And then Honey has the private police force close them in a dark and scary truck, and Honey ends up scaring himself, which was adorable. And then
it was so cute.
Honey's like, never mind, open the door. Takashi
so cute.
Straight up brandishes a spear at her, and he
doesn't like point it at her. He just has it in front of her.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what are you doing, Mori? Like, what?
And then she just goes, "You're my senpai, not my sentai." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this whole episode's gonna be puns, and I hate it." Tamaki
you don't think it's crabtastic?
I hate you. Tamaki collects rat snakes to scare her. I was like, I would be absolutely terrified.
And they're not even native to that part of Japan. Yeah. So they're just like, how did you get those? And he's like, oh no. And starts like crying and chasing them. Like, I don't know what to do. Take them away.
I love Sweet Tamaki so much.
I'm obsessed with Tamaki.
So this is where it gets really, I hate this. Other girls are on the cliff and then some strangers start harassing them and grabbing them. And Haruhi's kind of down there with like these sea urchins and she throws them at them. And then the guy like shoves Haruhi off the cliff into the ocean. And so you think she's about to get hurt. And then Tamaki just like leaps in after. It was very Twilight, New Moon, Twilight. When Bella jumps off the cliff and Jacob has to dive in after her.
I put, oh no, New Moon vibes.
I wrote, feels very Twilight.
It does.
And so he grabs her and carries Twilight her to the shore. And it's very romantic. Tamaki then fusses at Haruhi that she confronted the guys and said that it doesn't matter that she's a girl and she was there. She says that it doesn't matter that she's a girl. She was there and she had to do something. But Haruhi doesn't understand why Tamaki is mad. And Tamaki won't speak to her until she admits she did something wrong. Now,
I really liked this fight.
Yeah, it's a good fight because they're both wrong and they're both right. Like,
yeah, and they're both just like Tamaki's just scared.
Yeah, because he cares about her, and he needs to admit that he's not mad at her, he's mad at the situation. And this gets explained later. Kyoya explains. And also,
they didn't score anything under the fight. It was just quiet.
It was very serious.
So much better.
Yeah.
It was good. It's like the first serious moment you get in the show, and they played it off really well.
I like it, yeah. So now Honey is cooking everyone dinner. It's shellfish. And Haruhi's wearing a dress. What? And everything thinks she's cute. And because her dad repacked her bags because he was like, I always want you to wear these. So dinner is just an awkward silence. I write again. I really want crabs. And she says, oh my gosh.
I thought that they look strange, and I don't know how I feel about it.
Oh, I was just like, can we eat king crab legs now?
I've still never had crab.
We'll get there. She says these are in crab bubble. So Haruhi's just chowing down on the crabs, and I wrote, honestly, same. The twins realize that Haruhi is down, and they said they're all worried about how recklessly she acted. And so all of a sudden she has to leave the table because she feels really sick. She ate so much crab. So she ran to the nearest room and uses the bathroom, but she doesn't realize it's Kyoya's room and he's shirtless. And I was like, uh-oh, what's about to happen? I could not have predicted that what's about to happen is going to happen. But he like
13-year-old Lauren died and watched this scene 3 times because she was like, what?
Oh yeah, what? It's very
what?
So Kyoya explains that the twins almost this part's funny. Twins almost beat the guy to death and had to send bouquets to the girls because they were so traumatized. But the like flashback of the twins beating those dudes who are harassing and grabbing the girls is beautiful. But then Kyoya turns the lights down and like pins Haruhi on the bed and says that she can pay him back with her body. It gets very sexual salty here, and she says, no, you won't do that because you're a nice guy and it won't do anything for you. You have nothing to gain from it, and we all know you do things for like gaining things. And he like pulls back, but it's not believable that he wasn't going to do it, and that really bothered me. And I think that was on purpose.
I don't think he would have done it because I don't think he has enough interest in Haruhi to want that from her.
But that bone is still in his body. And I don't
the bone is still in his body. And I like Kyoya as a character. I don't like him as a person.
Yeah. Remember, I was like, for that. I was talking about how much I loved Kyoya, and then I watched this episode and I'm having a really hard time enjoying Kyoya now. I haven't watched the next few episodes because this episode like traumatized me. I was like, oh my gosh.
I think since I've watched this anime so many times, and I am now the proud owner of the entire box set, so I'll
I'm so
let
jealous.
you know how it sounds. Well, I'm gonna make you read it. This is good for both of us.
I'm very excited.
This is good for both of us.
My birthday's in 2 weeks, just so you know.
I'm aware. I just got the last of your birthday presents today.
Lauren's birthday was also like 3 days ago, so everybody tell Lauren happy birthday. Even though we posted it on all of our social media because I run that.
I still am making one of them. I have so much work to do. I'm so tired.
All right, keep going. Come on. I'm tired. I
think that it's hard to judge. Okay. I heard that you have to poo. I understand. You always have to poo. I always have to poo. This is life.
State of being.
I don't think you should judge Kyoya off of this one interaction because the more I think about it, the more I understand how cringy people are, particularly teenagers. And even though this was the absolute worst way he could go about it, and he is not forgiven for doing it, I do think that in his way, he does care about Haruhi. But I know that in every way, he cares about Tamaki. Tamaki is his best friend, and he's trying to prove a point for Tamaki, not for himself and not for Haruhi. I don't think he gives 2 F's about Haruhi. I think he did it for Tamaki.
Which we're about to see his relationship with Tamaki in like the next second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Tamaki, of course, walks in to use some lotion because the skin is dry. It made me laugh.
Yes.
And thinks the worst. Haruhi grabs Tamaki's shirt and panics and hides in the wardrobe. And he's like, what is happening? And realizes she's afraid of thunderstorms because it's thundering outside. This is like my neck. I freaking love this moment between them. So Haruhi is used to getting through stuff alone and by herself. And Tamaki's realizing that she's like grown up by herself and very independent, but also like she never had an opportunity to lean on someone. So Tamaki finally understands. Oh, I just explained my note. That is my next note. Oh well. And he says, not anymore. Lauren, let me tell you, when I died in the best way. Not anymore. I died
right before it, because he said, I lose. And I was like, that is the most romantic thing a man could ever say. He just said, I get it, I lose. And I was like, you lose.
So Haruhi runs into Tamaki's arm because of the storm, in his arms because of the storm, and he says, you don't have to be afraid anymore. You'll never be alone again.
It's painful how sweet it is.
Ships so much. Okay. And so he blindfolds her and plugs her ears, like to be really sweet and so that she doesn't hear the storm. But then the whole host club walks in and they go, I never would have pegged the boss for an S&M pervert. And I laugh so hard because it's the sweetest moment. But of course they make it funny because the show is a comedy.
It's so good.
And so they're all saying that, and then Haruhi goes, she's talking about the whole situation and what happened between her and Tamaki, and she goes, I can't believe I almost let you get away with it. And in all caps, my next note said, we almost had our ship fulfilled. There are feelings. There's a spark in between there. It's not one way. I'm very excited. So I wasn't excited.
Not that Tamaki knows that he's in love with her. He thinks of her as a daughter because he's an idiot. I love him.
No, I love this ship so much. So I wasn't like wanting to watch it because of the whole thing with Kyoya, and then that ending, I was like, oh, give me more right now.
It's good.
I'm a ship monster.
You'll have to forgive Kyoya, not like completely, but you'll have to move past it because he is a good friend to Tamaki.
Yeah, we'll see it. We'll figure it out.
You'll see how you feel. And I also might be thinking of manga stuff because the manga obviously goes
more
longer
details
than the show.
Yeah.
Because the show only has one season.
I can't believe you got me on this show and I only get one season. How dare you?
Finishes the story, so you do get an ending. You just don't get it. You just don't get it in the show, which is fine because the ending is really good the way it is.
But I love seeing it fulfilled. But it's okay.
Yeah, I know. Well, you'll get to read it, so at least have that. It's not nothing.
And then next week we're doing episodes 9, 10, 11, and 12, which is our halfway mark.
Wow.
And
this is happening so fast.
I know. I'm kind of sad.
I'm
getting sad.
I'm so sad. I don't want another show. I like this one.
I know. This one's happy. All the rest are risky.
Watch this again.
This is risky.
Just watch after this. We're going to roll the saddest show in the world.
I know. Cool. Well, you know what? We're tired. And we love anime.
And we love you.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you for watching Gateway Anime Podcast with Bridget and Lauren. Please remember to like, subscribe, and download our episodes. Remember, we also have a Patreon, so if you want to suggest shows for us to watch, make sure you go visit us. Special thank you to Marjorie McClendon for our artwork and designs, and Drew Griffith for all of our music. We hope to see you again next week. Remember, we love anime, and we love you.